Hey, Upshane, my Africa. Here's a question for you guys. If the EFF is indeed a political party that is a racist movement, why is it in the past 5 to 6 years we have seen white people join the economic freedom fighters? Why is it that some white people, poor and rich, are entertaining the thought of putting on the red t-shirt and the red beret? The president of the economic freedom fighters has been heard in countless times saying that he wants to see white people being represented in the leadership of the economic freedom fighters. Now the world and some racist Afrikaner movements in South Africa want to push this narrative that the EFF is anti-Afrikaner people, it's anti-white. Well, we know because of the various reasons that are happening here in the South African political environment. But the question then remains, why is it that some white Afrikaner people fear and don't want Julius Malema at all, but there are some that see nothing wrong with him? Let's talk about that, Paseta, and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
All the demographics of our country are represented in that list. I now insist that there must be a white person in our list. There must be Indian person in our list. There must be colored person in our list, because our country looks like that. And our list must be a reflection of our country. When I say a colored person, I don't mean one. When I say white person, I don't mean one. When I say Indian, I don't mean one. There can be more. But we can't have for 10 years in parliament without a single white person. And we are being accused that we hate white people. We don't hate white people. We hate racism. We don't have Indian. Okay, we had one, Godrich got, oh, sorry. So, at least on coloreds we have been doing well a little bit. We can do more. So let our list be a reflection of us as a country.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Setso. I'm your host, Kahiso Shongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I'm talking about the EFF having white people joining that political party. It's so confusing to some people. They don't understand. To say, but this party is anti-white people. Why is it that white people are joining that political party? Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we are now exactly 5 weeks away from the gala dinner that is doing a fundraising for a school here in South Africa. The name of the school is PASETA, the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. We are measuring how powerful African unity can be when it comes to building institutions for African children. So if you are one of those people that is interested to hear more about the school, please purchase your ticket for the gala dinner. It's only 1,000 Rand, and make sure that you make your way to the Northern Cape. Some of you will be coming for the first time here in Kimberley, and will be taking you to the big hall, taking you to the site of the school, taking you through a presentation of how we want to, infiltrate the education system, by introducing African ways and African means. So thank you so much to everybody that has purchased a ticket so far. And thank you to everyone that is still going to purchase a ticket. Go to www.paseta.co.za to purchase your ticket so that you don't regret being part of a moment in history, because this is something very big. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about the economic freedom fighters, because I'm like, hey, the EFF finds itself in a very difficult, tight space where in South Africa and to the rest of the world, you don't want to be seen as a as a person that wants to do, like the Afrikaners say, reverse racism. You know, what they did to us, we want to do to them. That's what our colonizers did. Now, one of the things that our colonizers want us to do is they want to accumulate all the wealth of this country. They want to take all the land of this country, keep it to themselves, and say, let's start over, but we keep what we have accumulated. It's a funny thing. It's a funny thing. Then you have the leader of the economic freedom fighters, who is now a global icon. He's been looked at. I mean, all eyes on me. Everybody wants to see what Julius Malema says, Julius Malema does. So everybody's looking at him and looking at his political party to say, are they a racist political party? Now, the song of Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer does not assist the EFF at all in terms of this cry of saying the EFF is racist, because you can explain to an African person who follows South African politics, and I would understand why is it that the EFF is singing this song. Understand it clearly. And you will understand it, you will explain it to another African person who does not understand politics. They won't get it because of the message of the song. It's a simple message, and it's a message that brings fear to other people, especially the African people. So never mind explaining it to Europeans and Americans. They will never understand why you are singing that song. Just say it's a historical chant. It's a political chant. We are just singing in remembrance of how our people felt at that time. Because at that time, our people felt like these people are finishing us. The farmers are finishing us. They are shooting at us. So we need to stand up and defend ourselves. That's what the song originally stood for. So today we sing many other songs that have got a similar message, but not as, I don't want to say graphic, because other songs are actually more graphic, but that is not as straightforward in terms of the vocabulary, the wording of it. So that's the best way I can put it. So now the EFF finds itself where it's in a space where the leader of the EFF is saying, listen, even in the leadership of the economic freedom fighters, the structures of the economic freedom fighters, I want to see white people. I want to see black people. I want to see colored people. I want to see Indian people represented in the leadership structure, because that is how the South African population is. It has it's diverse in its nature. I come to remember another word that Julius Malema said some time ago. He said, black people seek white people to embrace what they're doing. I'm looking for the word the exact word that Julius Malema used. We are looking for assurance from white people. Anything that is black, as long as it does not have white people to buy into it, we don't see it as good. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, it is going to take other people to see podcasters on DSTV to know that podcasters are big. Podcasters alone, black podcasters doing crazy numbers, crazy streaming, crazy views and everything are not big until a white company comes and says, come, you guys, come, bring your viewership this side. That's another topic for another day, but I hope you guys understand. My problem with bringing white people onto black organizations is that they are not doing that in their organizations. Somebody said the call of unity, the call of integration it's only coming from the black community. White people are not interested. I mean, in their majority, not all of them, obviously. The Afrikaner Dutch people are not interested in uniting with African people. They are not. But just so that we must not label the EFF as a total our enemies must not label the EFF as a total racist organization. Now they've got the numbers to show, to say, look, there are white people joining our political party. What are you going to say? What are you going to say? We've got Afrikaner people in all age groups, young, middle class, middle age, and the elderly joining the EFF. So with that, it becomes difficult to then say the EFF is a racist political party. The question then just emerges in my mind as I'm saying that, is that then what then happens when you've got the white people there in your political party and it's time to sing the song? Because the EFF is not going to stop to sing the song. That's what you can forget. It's not going to happen. What message are you then saying to the white people? Because they don't understand it like we do. They are taking it literally. Even though there is no stats, there is nothing that points out that song can be connected to anything that has to do with farm matters, especially ever since 1994. So you can't. There's no coloring. There's no way you can correlate the two with each other. So another person said, I was listening to a debate on TV, another person said, but we are allowing AfriForum to waive the Afrikaner, the apartheid regime, the former apartheid regime flag in their events. They did that when they were marching for farm matters. They did that when they were marching for the Bella bill. They do that all the time. And that flag for me is 10 times what that song will ever be. I'm not sure if someone understands what I'm saying. You want to unite and live peacefully with people that don't want you in their neighborhood. People that don't want you in their schools. They don't want your children with their children in the same schools. You want to unite with people that actually don't even want to go to the same shopping mall as you. You want to unite with people that in 1993 they used to call themselves Europeans. You want to unite with people that go overseas and say, listen, and lie about the situation in South Africa. That's the people that you want to unite with. So again, I see what the EFF is doing. I understand what they're doing to bring back all of this, to bring some of these white people to come and join the party. And some of them, I don't think they will be in leadership because of merit. They will be in leadership because of the complexion of protection. And for me, I'm like, hey, Tina Bantu Bamnyama, we always want to be validated by putting these people into our organization. It's difficult running a political party. It's not easy. Because where do you get that political character to go and convince other, like Carl Niels. Carl Niels' story is totally different from many other white people. There's very few, they are far in between people like Carl Niels in South Africa. Very few. I'm sure if we had to count the entire South Africa, we will not even get to 10 white people like Carl Niels. We won't. And even there, you still sleep with one eye open, in your organization, because that thing, Gucci, they will always get treated better than yourself, even when you have more merit or more experience or more whatever, because of the complexion of protection. They've got a complexion of protection. What do you guys make of the EFF having making white people join? Is it something very good for you guys? Are you guys happy? I'm waiting to see when the young leaders, the young Afrikaner leaders, are going to come through in the EFF and actually go into leadership roles, and to hear what their wording will be. Some white people, they get it. You hear a white person taking a podium and saying, listen, white people, we need to be sensitive and understanding to the historical injustices that happen to black people, and we need to share the land, we need to share the resources. You find white people saying that. How much they mean it, I don't know, and how much the other community of African people who are listening to them will adhere to that call is something totally different. But I see, because there's so many people watching our channels, and some are watching from overseas, and some from in the African diaspora. Guys, don't let them fool you. There's white people joining the economic freedom fighters. So it's good. The EFF is trying to find that balance where you are fighting for your people, but you are also trying to send a message to the enemy that we are not anti-white people. We are anti-racism. I think that's the main message of the economic freedom fighters. We are anti-racism. And the problem with that is that you will find that almost 90 to 95% of the Afrikaner people are racist. Very few of them have got a pure heart and loving heart. I meet some of them and I'm like, how this person, this person, like, you don't even sense racism in them. Like, hey, how is this possible? This person is so South African. You know what I'm saying? When you meet a white young man that has grown up with black and with black friends all their lives, and they don't understand this issue of race and whatever. Yes, their skin color still gives them the protection of complexion, but they don't behave as if they understand it. And it's very difficult to find those type of white people in South Africa. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Tell me, what do you think? What do you think? Do you want to see the MK political party doing the same? The ANC tried, but in the leadership of the ANC, that never translated properly. And the ANC is one of those best political parties when it comes to racial representatives. This rainbow nation nonsense is very well represented in the ANC, but when it comes to leadership, you don't see them getting anywhere close to the top 6 or anything like that. So you guys tell me, what do you think about white people joining the economic freedom fighters?